Hello Fusioners, Peter Uckes here, your Vice President Education. I get a lot of questions about pathways. What is a pathway? What is the pathway system? How is it different from EasySpeak? And particularly for those of you who are new members, I know this can be very confusing. So in this video, I will explain all of that to you. Let's start with what a pathway is. A pathway is a set of assignments and speeches that you will get and do that will help you learn all the things that you came to Fusion and to Toastmasters to learn and to practice, skills to develop. A pathway is the set of assignments. Pathways is also a system right over here on Toastmasters.org. It's the system where, and we'll log in a little bit, where you'll go in and you'll be able to choose your first pathway, and I'll show you how to do that. Go through the pathway, get speech assignments, mark things as complete, and also notify me when you reach certain milestones. That's very different from EasySpeak. EasySpeak is the software over here at tmclub.eu. EasySpeak is not a Toastmasters International website. It's an unofficial thing that we as Fusion use to manage our club meetings. And so if you go under here and click the first meeting that shows up in EasySpeak, we use this to manage our club meeting and see what's going to happen. It may look a little bit different for you than it does for me because I'm Vice President Education, and so I have some more abilities in the EasySpeak software. Anyway, we're talking about pathways. So when you're a new member, what you'll want to do is choose a pathway. And so first of all, if you have not already talked to your buddy about this, you really should talk to your buddy about this, and they can help you identify a pathway that matches your goals and that matches what you want to get out of your experience here at Fusion Toastmasters. So to choose a path, you can talk to your buddy, or you can go here on Toastmasters.org, and then you can click on Pathways over here, and you'll have this pop-up thing, and then you can click Choose a Path. Oh, it's just the same page. Anyway, click Continue to Path Selection over here. Now you get this strange website that tells you that you got to pay $20, but that's not true. If it's your first path is included in your Toastmasters membership. Just click Take Your Assessment over here. And it's a little assessment. You'll answer some questions, and the website will recommend a path for you to get started with. So you can just click Select Language Student English, click Start, and you just answer these questions. And then the website will recommend a pathway for you. If you are unsure, talk to your buddy. You can also always start with the Presentation Mastery pathway if you want. That's the pathway that I'm on, pathway that a lot of people are on. It's a pretty simple one that really focuses a lot on just giving speeches, on the skills you develop giving speeches. It's not particularly focused on something, for example, like developing your coaching skills. There's a pathway for that too. So Presentation Mastery is a good default one. But yeah, talk to your buddy. Take this assessment as well. Now, once you've chosen a pathway, what you can do is click Pathways here and click Go to Basecamp. Basecamp, I guess if you consider a pathway going up a mountain, Basecamp is where you start. I think that's the logic of why it's called Basecamp. Click Go to Basecamp here. It's just the start page for pathways, so it's you can ignore the extra terminology there. So Basecamp looks like this, and there's a few things going on this page. If you scroll down a little bit, the things that are interesting are really mainly the education transcript and access my path over here, although the navigating Basecamp feature is slightly helpful as well. By the way, this website is not the easiest website to use. We are all aware of this. Unfortunately, it is what it is, and we have to work with it the way that it is. But if you get a little frustrated working with this, you can always come to us with questions. It is a Toastmasters International website, so we didn't build it. We can't make it better. It works, but it's sometimes a little clunky, but let's deal with it the way that it is. So on this page over here, there's just some instructions for how to do certain things. For example, once you complete a level, get to that in a second, in Pathways, you can watch a little video here that shows you how to submit your level completion. But I'm also going to show you some of these things now. So you've chosen your pathway. Then you can go on to Access My Path, this big button over here. And you get to a page that looks roughly like this. And the pathway that you'll have chosen will show up here. And the way to sort of enter your pathway is to click Open Curriculum over here. Now, when you do that, you go to the page for your particular pathway. So you can see here that I'm on the presentation mastery pathway, and on the left we've got levels. So this path consists of 5 levels. I've completed level 1. I'm currently on level 2. If I click on level 1 right here, level 1, there you go. You'll see these are the projects in level 1, and I've completed all of them, and I'm currently on level 2. So when you're starting, of course, you'll be starting with level 1. And what you do is, for you will go to the icebreaker and you'll click launch. And you may have to allow pop-ups in your browser here. And the page that launches is the page where you actually learn, when you get the assignments for your projects, which are often speeches. As you can see, this website is sometimes a tad slow. Okay, we're here in the pathway. Now, I've already completed level 1 of my pathway, so I'll just go back over to the beginning. But essentially, your pathway is going to look something like this. It's basically a slideshow, and you just go through it, click, 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 and it will tell you things to do. At some point, you'll get to a part where it tells you to do a speech. Where does it say? Prepare and present. And it'll essentially give you an assignment to do a speech. And at that point, here's what you do next. You go back into EasySpeak. Remember, EasySpeak is not related to Toastmasters International. It's what we here in Fusion use to manage our club meetings, and it's also where you can sign up for a speech request. And you should watch my other video on how to sign up for a speech request for more detail on that. But just so you know, once your pathway gives you a speech to give or tells you what speech to give, tells you your project, you go to EasySpeak, and then under My Participation, you click View My Speech Progress, and you request a speech. So you can click this button right here, Request Speech. And you can put a speech title. If you don't know what it is, just put TBD, to be determined. And then you'll go to Workbook/Speech. And what you do is under Workbook, you will choose the pathway that you're on. So for example, it may be Presentation Mastery or Innovative Planning. Let's say it's Innovative Planning. You'll choose that. And then you will click the button here for level 1 icebreaker. This is just so that in EasySpeak, we know, and so that as Fusion, we know what pathway you're on and which speech in your pathway you're giving. And then you can go ahead and choose your preferred dates to speak and click save. I'll click cancel for now. So that's the basics of what pathways are, how to choose a pathway, how to go into the pathway system, and then how to take the assignment that you get and sign up for a speech in EasySpeak. That's the basic workflow. Now, after you complete a set level of speeches, and I believe it's usually 3 in the entry level, in the first level. So if we go back over here to pathways, you'll see that there's all these levels. And once you complete a level, you'll want to submit a request to the VPE, which is me, to certify that you've completed that level. And the way to do that is after you've finished your first project, your second project, your third project, or maybe there's 4, all the projects, so they've all got check marks over here in pathways. Then this thing at the bottom here will not yet have a check mark, and there'll be a button here that lets you, it says something like submit approval for the pathway or for the level or something like that. I can't see exactly what it says right now. Maybe it's under level 2 because I've already done it. Yeah, I can't. It's pending prior training. But it will say something like that. Submit request for approval or something like that. You'll submit that. I will then be notified as VPE, and then I will just check. I will just make sure that you've completed all the assignments on the path, and if so, I will approve that. It will, yay. And we also that will also let Toastmasters International know that you've completed that pathway, and it will let you move on to the next level in your pathway, where again you'll go in here, click launch, go through the slides, get a speech assignment, then you go back to EasySpeak and request a speech, and then you blow our minds. So that's the basics of the pathway system. Hope that all made sense. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You can reach out to me, you can reach out to your buddy, ask people in the WhatsApp group, or ask anybody at the meeting, really. We'll be glad to help you. Hope that was helpful, and enjoy the rest of your evening.